right, um we're about I think we're live. Ah, crap. Dang it. Will that show up? And no, it won't. All right, we're live. Now, you guys read the title, you know what's going on, and you can see what's happening on screen. Yes, it was confirmed that Markiplier will not be in the FNAF movie. And this is something I figured out a while ago. As you can tell by the title, I confirmed it. The big clickbait video. Um, but yeah, I figured it. Well, first let's take a look at this article. Markiplier confirms he won't appear in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Ever since the first trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was dropped, fans of the series have been wondering as to whether YouTube superstar Markiplier would have some kind of secret cameo. Mark is widely credited as one of the biggest creators to start spreading the name of the series during its infancy, and has undoubtedly been a large part of its rise in popularity. Because of this, many thought that an appearance in the movie was all but guaranteed. Unfortunately, this doesn't appear to be the case, as Markiplier confirmed in a recent YouTube livestream, which we'll take a look at in a minute. He will not be featured in the movie when it hits theaters and streaming service Peacock later this month. Markiplier explains that while a role for him in the movie was supposed to happen, he explains that scheduling conflicts between the filming of Five Nights at Freddy's and the filming of Markiplier's own horror movie adaptation Iron Lung made it close to impossible. So he was supposed to be in there, but because of Iron Lung, it just couldn't happen, is the way it looks right now. I wanted to say I want to say straight up, without any qualification, I am not going to be in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, says Markiplier. I know that's crushing, and I know that's disappointing, and I know there's a lot of people really hoping that that would be the case, but I wanted to say unequivocally that unfortunately I'm not. Where's the live stream? Okay. It was supposed to happen, Mark continues. There was a time that it was supposed to occur, but unfortunately, and I saw this coming a mile away, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and my movie Iron Lung were being filmed at the exact same time. This was not anything other than it just so happened to be a conflict of schedule. So, that's not the reason. I honestly, I never thought he was going to be in the movie, and I never thought he was planned to be in the movie. But apparently he was. Well, actually, I don't know. I originally did think he was going to be in the movie just because, he's such a massive YouTuber. And if they got Corey Kenshin to be in it, they had to have had Markiplier in it. If they're already getting YouTubers in it, then, like, why, why tease people with that possibility? Just go ahead and full send it. But yeah, it appears that, which Mark's really been going hard on Iron Lung. I honestly don't even know what it is. I've not looked at any trailers or anything. Um, this was told to me by my good friend Lloyd. Uh, Lloyd at THN Games. He told me that he said to me, "You heard Mark's not actually going to be in the movie," and I said, "Yeah, I figured that." What actually, and the reason I knew, and he said I could see it coming from a mile away. The whole reason I knew was because in one of his live streams, I can't remember what it was. It was actually, I think it was streaming. He was streaming, or not one of his live streams, in one of his videos. I'm sorry. Um, he's playing a FNAF fan game, and he makes the joke of "It's like I'm in the movie," and then he winks into the camera. That confirmed for me that he was not in the movie. How so? Well, it's because usually when you're a part of, something big like a TV show or a movie like that, especially one as, as well, I mean anything like that you have to keep secret, but especially with FNAF. In fact, it's kind of become a joke among cam camera crews and people that you'd expect on a movie scene. When if you see someone with a camera and you ask them, "Hey, what are you filming?" They're most likely going to say mayonnaise commercial. Don't know why. Don't know how that became the gold standard of jokes, but yeah, there's when you're in something like this that's this big, you cannot talk about it. You cannot even make jokes about it. You can't hint at it. You can't say anything about it. Or else you will face severe legal repercussions. And I'm certain that in the past, Scott has shared some things with Markiplier that, the world will never hear about. Just like Scott has shared certain things with certain voice actors that would give away a lot about the series. I'm sure he's shared that with Mark, and Mark's been secret about it at this point. Because Mark, as far as I know, Mark and Scott are fairly close. Scott's pretty close with a lot of the big um, YouTubers and content creators that make stuff around his work. Because I know he's close with Matt Pat. I know he's close with Donko. There's a few other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but yeah. So yeah, I it was at that point that I knew Mark wasn't going to be in it, and I was right because if he was in it, he wouldn't be allowed to talk about it. Anyways, the live stream I'm pretty sure this article is referring to is right here. Fazbear Nights, and he does mention it at the very end. He couldn't keep it up. Yeah, see, he confirms it. And underneath, which I was amazed at this, that I at first I thought this was someone with just Scott's profile picture. That is actually Scott Cawthon. That is Scott Cawthon. The Scott Cawthon commented on his video. If we're fortunate enough to get to work on a sequel, then hopefully we will have another shot at getting the King of FNAF into a FNAF movie. I can't wait for Iron Lung in the meantime. Yeah, I'm really, which it's disappointing that Mark's not going to be in the movie, but at the same time, we should be happy for Mark that he's able to do big projects like Iron Lung. Like these are probably ideas he's had for a long time and he's never been able to execute them until recently. It's really nice when you get opportunities like that. Wink wink. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that is, and 500 replies. Jeez. All hail the king. How did the master of all How did the master of all horror games got so few likes on his comments? Okay, I like the series, but I don't know if I'd call Scott the master of horror. I'd say he's a master of storytelling, absolutely, but master of horror, eh. I'll be honest. This is gonna People are gonna put my head on a pike for this, but there's a lot of the games I don't actually find that scary. Yep, I'm sorry. I said it. I said it. I don't find a lot of the games scary. It's just it's more anticipation than fear. Anyways, I'm sorry. That's But yeah, if Scott Cawthon makes a comment like that, then you know it's true. If he's willing to come out and say stuff like that, like definitively, then you know then you know that's some. Also, if we're fortunate enough to get to work on a sequel, when the movie comes out, everyone watching this video, go watch it. Support this. We need a sequel. More importantly, we need a sequel that Scott works on. I know that the FNAF movie was supposed to be a it was supposed to be Scott's final piece. It was supposed to be the last thing he worked on, and he was going to stop after that. He was going to completely retire after that and hand off you know the rest of the FNAF, or telling continuing the FNAF story, or yeah, continuing the FNAF story, continuing the games, whatever. He was going to hand that off to somebody else, which I don't think that's going to go very well, because I mean, let me put it this way. I feel like it's going to work out about as well as the new Rick and Morty voices. You're getting someone who's not the creator, creating something that people love dearly. It's not going to work out very well. But yeah, that's how long is it's only been going for 12 minutes. But yeah, he confirmed that, and Scott also confirmed, but he said that hopefully, I hope that, and he said, we're fortunate enough, if we are fortunate enough to work on a sequel, I hope he's including himself in that we, because I'd love for Scott to work on more things after this, even if he's just like a background guy. As long as Scott is involved in FNAF, then there's going to be life. The series is going to keep its life. Once he leaves, the spark will die. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I genuinely feel like that, and I don't think that the series would continue very much longer after if he does completely step away. I just heard something fall behind my desk, and I don't know what it was. Anyway, this is something I've been thinking about for a while. You know, Scott's a middle-aged man. Let's not beat around the bush, and he's not going to be around forever. I'm not saying that I think he's going to die soon, or that I hope he does. Not saying that at all. Hope he lives a very long, very happy life. What I'm saying is that we all have a limited amount of time. And something that scares me is, what if something were to happen to Scott and that would be it? That would be it. We'd never. The story would end before. I feel like the story of FNAF is not done being told yet. Well, I mean, I think that's an objective fact that the story of FNAF is not done being told. But if he passes, or something like that, before the story is told, before he can get everything out there, that would be really bad. So something I'm hoping he does is, I hope he writes a book about everything to do with the series, all the lore, all the everything, and he keeps it and only publishes it, or has it in his will to publish it after his death or something like that. Because we people will never get over it, because there's still so many things in FNAF that are like loose threads that are untied, that are unfinished. And if they stay unfinished forever, I mean, then if to me it would feel like you stayed you stayed on the ride for nothing. So I hope that happens. I hope he can get the full story. He can tell the full story before he passes away. Or he he writes a book and sets it to be published after his death. I hope you follow what I'm saying because I don't think you are. I can barely follow what I'm saying right now. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, that was this was kind of sad news, but it's what happened.